transformation program for a company called Lloyd's Register. It's been a journey of about 45 years. And I'll take you through kind of some context, a little bit of EA context, what I think we are, and some things we talk about as EAs today, who LR are, and the journey that we were about to go on. And then I'm going to take you through some examples of it being a big transformation, how we communicated some of the decisions that we needed to make, some of the complexity, beneath all of the detail that necessarily comes with delivering a large program and a large set of changes. So it's not going to be very modelly. I've already had the challenge, are you talking about complex or complicated? From someone here who isn't in the room. I might use those two terms interchangeably because I'm not going to be pedantic about that. But yeah, so complex, complicated, the more complicated, and we're going to talk a little bit about who we're communicating with through that journey as well. So we said today, or we've heard quite a bit, EA is quite a luxurious role actually. We get time to look out, we get to look at lots of things, we're allowed to go and look beyond the enterprise, we get to hear lots of people's ideas, we get to try and put them together, we get to sit down about it. We get to look into the future, around process and organisation and technology. And actually that's a point for every organisation. Most people don't have that. Executives, we let them go, they don't get that time. If you get to look into the future. Most people are running the business. So if we're allowed to do this, I think have a responsibility to do some good work and be able to communicate what we do. Not just into strategy, not just into executives, but to everybody. So that's where I come from. I think we need to add value across the life cycle. So I'm going to show you a few places where I think the role of an EA with breadth across, being able to cross, can add value. So we get to see this kind of complicated, complex stuff. And I think our job is to just make it a little bit simpler. Either that simplicity in a kind of mathematical sense, but actually also just in just being able to get something that makes sense. So to do this, I'm going to take you through 3 kind of stages that we went through on this journey: the define and plan steps, to portfolio management, deciding what you're going to do, taking an idea and setting some scope around it. The early part of the portfolio design and build, the really hardcore of a transformation. People spend lots of money, the define of the solution, and then also into launch and run. That's what engagement really uncomfortable, right? We like to sit back and stay away from the real world, but actually I think there's some real value in being able to show people what you expect, what you said you wanted to do here, converting it into something actually others can understand when you get to the reality of the end. We're also going to look at it through the lens of 3 different groups. Executives, we all want to go and talk to executives and leaders. How do we communicate and get the best out of them? Change professionals, people who are delivering your change. Experts in what we do, not necessarily always in the context of the job. And the worker, people who really do the jobs. People away from the world of change, actually creating real value, spending real money. Something we've forgotten. But I think it's important also when you're looking at these 3 groups, to sometimes forget what their perspectives are and what they're doing. These execs kind of think of them as omnipotent. We can go to them, they'll come up with great ideas, they'll be brilliant, thoughtful people. The reality is, at least in my experience, they're great people, right? They spend 95% of their time, probably more, 99.9%, dealing with the here and now. People with delivering operations, you'll be lucky to spend an hour a month thinking about the future, and they might have to think about planning a horizon next year when someone forces them to sit down and write a financial plan for next year. But are they really looking 3, 5, 10 minutes? It takes a lot of energy when someone's shouting at you, you've got a customer shouting at you, you've got a metric, you've got to hit, you've got a problem. So the reality is, You need to help them. You need to help them engage in that process. You can't expect them to have the kind of energy you have. Change professionals rate of what they do. Probably also, but also more importantly, really focused. You've got people who are experts in process, technology, or how to deliver a program. Not necessarily how the overall span of everything you want to get done. So how can you help them see the bigger picture beyond their own expertise, particularly when you're bringing in people to get a change that don't understand the organisation. And then the work is really this when the job starts to go away. You know, also there's a fear factor. When you start in those early phases and you hear about something, what does it really mean? There's going to be this amazing change, or it's going to be brilliant. Everyone always says they're going to be brilliant. They never feel like it when they arrive, do they? They always feel horrible. So there's fear, there's change. How can you help them through that journey? And also being honest. I'll show you some honesty. So, Lloyd's Register, who are they? So they're not Lloyd's of London. So they're not an insurer. They're also not Lloyd's Banking Group. Lloyd's Register are the people who MOT ships, or at least that's their history. So they ran the list of safe ships. That's where they came from. If you had a Lloyd's certificate on your ship, then Lloyd's of London would insure you. That's what they did. They don't own that register anymore, but they still go out and they send people to go and check on ships. They also check on other things these days as well, your management system, oil and gas, food safety. But that's their business. That makes them complicated. 80 countries, 10,000 people, thousands of suppliers, huge assets. These things, that's a complicated asset. This is Shell's Prelude, we certified that, or I'll certify that. This is your little 747. That's my thing. This thing, 100 metres long. Drills for LNG, processes it, sends it off. This is a ship sent in Australia off the biggest ship ever built. And they're going to build lots of those. This is a shipyard, so this is where they certify ships in Busan. Produce about 100 ships a year. I was like, wow. It's basically a production line of ships. You've got people sat there checking on all this. And remember, we're certifying this ship. That was certifying the supply chain flow. The engines coming from the bottom. So that sounds really complex, and I've got to make sure that every single one of those things performs. It's cruise ships as well. But if you like cruise ships, it shocks me how big these things are. I don't know if you've ever seen them in Southampton Harbour, but blimey, 150 metres long. It's like a small city. It's scary, really, when you think about it. All of those people. So they do a lot of ships, lots of large assets, and lots of component assets, and all of this. So this feels really complicated. So not only that, but then we've got all these industries, and nearly 300 years old. So you can imagine what kind of history that creates. A lot of these people have only ever worked in this industry. I think that's fun. When I went there, this is a stagnant change organisation. Hadn't done any successful change in the last 10 years. Lots of failed change, brilliant. Had one project that was just relaunching that started in 2001 and finally delivered in 2018. So hard work. So what does that point to? Pretty good at setting up realistic expectations. Lots of uncoordinated change. Probably a centre that's not very well connected to the rest of the actual operating business. Very management-centric in the UK, but actually most of the operating business is global. And then there's this fear. There's lots of change happening around. We're an information-centric business. What does that mean for us? They've been out and bought a load of stuff as well. Never really did anything with it apart from even their running. So we had about 10 companies that we had to deal with as well. So that's a complicated organisation, or at least it felt like it. So what was I doing? Well, when I first got there, it was like, well, let's decide what we're going to do. Most of my time was delivering this step change transformation program. Back office transformation, so finance, HR, order to cash, purchasing, all the boring stuff that everybody does. Project management. It wasn't, and that was ripping out all of the systems that were there. There weren't that many. The reality is a very IT-centric organisation. Also massive organisational change. Roles changing, getting people to use systems more, so moving away from paper, much more control, but self-service. So there's lots of cultural change, lots of implications of what we're doing. And because it was the time we were doing what we're doing now as well, so all software as a service, went through an interesting journey, which I won't dwell on here, but it's quite different from what I've experienced. So, let's get into the detail of what we went through. I'm going to focus first on the define and plan phase. So, in the define and plan phase, the majority of your focus on communications will be make decisions to make the scope of what we're trying to do. And is this a priority? So, we talked about it being a really complicated business. 5 or 6 lines of business globally, but actually, when you get down to it, it's actually not that complicated. One of the things is a kind of enterprise architecture team and scoping out, we actually got down to what are we as a business? Can you actually agree on this with you? So using simple language that probably all of you in this room can understand. What do? We assess and certify business and engineering assets. Go and check stuff. Check the quality and safety. Do they work? Are they meeting the standards? Using knowledgeable professional engineers. Actually, that takes a lot of the complexity out of your business because I'm using people who know what they're doing. So when you store that big ship, right? I don't need detailed manuals. I don't actually really need to know very much about all of the different things as a business because I've got people who have lots of experience. And they're applying that experience and knowledge. At customer locations around the world, that makes it a bit tricky operationally, but it's not actually that difficult. When a customer asks us to, actually we don't do a lot of selling, because actually most people have to come to you as an organisation, you need to be certified. So it's not really a choice, you've got to get it done. You might need to go, there's only 5 competitors in the world, generally end up carving it up between them really. So it's a people business. We're not in engineering, we've got no supply chain. It's actually relatively, when you look at it, relatively straight. And everybody can go, as an exec, or I can recognise what I do here. In this play, they had lots of different names for all the different types of people. Surveyors, inspectors, assessors, consultants. The reality is, simple language. That's what we do. So that was really helpful because it really helps you then go, right, I now need technology. This is not my example. We all like our capability model. It gives me a really good view of everything the business does and all the things that we can map it to do. It's relatively simple. Not quite as simple as what I needed at the time, because I needed people to make some decisions. The reality is we've got down to this. I need you to make a decision about the capabilities you need as a business to run. So HR, we need some finance. We manage our work through projects and boards. And I hold it together with some data and some contracts. When I reflect on this, maybe it's not the nicest time, it answers the question. You've got an executive team to engage and go, yeah, actually that is what we're trying to do. We want to do these things. We don't want to do other things. Because that's what I wanted. Yeah, that's what I wanted from them is, yes, that's what I want. I don't want you to manage certificates. I don't want you to do value isolating processes. That's not my focus. So that also helps with them in some scope. And those are the scope of my problems. So that was kind of really simplifying for an executive audience. We have loads of detail and about all the different things that we needed. The reality is this is what we use consistently actually to just help people understand the types of what was important to this business about what it was to do. Applications. This is nowhere near the application architecture or model diagrams will look like this. The reality is I needed a decision. It wasn't about all of the applications. needed them to sign it was to be clear on these two applications we're keeping. We're not going to do the stuff that goes with this application. By the way, there's going to be some duplication here. Are you happy with that? Because we need those. All of this stuff was going to be done. That was the story that we were trying to tell. That was the simple answer, but the simple thing I wanted people to go, yes or no. Fortunately, we went yes. But we were making an executive decision. There were some implications, some trouble that this caused us, some costs. But that was okay. That's what we did. That was the decision. So simplified what could be a really difficult discussion about. This is the principle, all these detailed things. But now the design team, the next phase, go away and go, right, let's get broadly this work. So that's another kind of simple view. I know someone said this morning, I hate PowerPoint architecture. It's like, well, yeah, sometimes it's just necessary. And then this is what we use towards the end of this process to go scoping the program. These are the processes we're going to be delivering. And these are the things we're going to try and achieve in the program. Nothing too complicated, to detail but just trying to have something that we can communicate. This is what we're trying to achieve. Finally, when in the scoping phase, and I think for the people beyond the executive and into more of the wider audience, this was an honest piece of communication. These are the problems we're trying to solve. We listened. We're on a journey. We're going to try and achieve these things here. But you know what? We don't know the implications of those things yet. We certainly don't know all of the answers. We're going to go and do that now. And I think everybody, often people, when they say, hear this advertised program, they go, right, everybody knows what's going to happen next, when it's coming, what's going to happen. Because that's an experience that we all think everybody knows what's going to happen. But actually, this was about saying, no, we don't know what we're going to do. We do know what we're going to try and achieve. We know the problems we're focused on, but we don't fix that. So that got us to this kind of decision making, this type of communication got us to a step into launching a program. So then you get into design and build. Design and build, again, has some executive importance, particularly in business transformation. Well, we were making big changes to policy, procedure, things that we all like to put on. When you're doing a transformation program, it's that hard, all responsibility. So actually, you've got to do it there. And then the change professionals setting their context. What are we actually trying to achieve? Where do you need to go? So, again, at this point, you're getting into quite complicated world. 130 processes, 3,000 processes. Those are test scripts. Hundreds of data objects that we need to create. 100 plus applications that we impacted. Loads of local variants for operating in 80 countries. You can imagine all the different local regulatory requirements and all of those things. I don't actually need many people to make lots of decisions about how we need to get on with it. And lots of benefit drivers as well, lots of need to. So, I'm looking at what's our scale of ambition. This was one of my favourite experiences. You sit down with the executives and you go, what do you want to be? Let's do a maturity assessment. Where do you want to get to? Well, I want to be maturity level 5. Right? Of course you do. Everybody wants to. Do you know that's quite expensive, don't you? You're not really talking about finance processes here. Do you really need to be world class in your GL codes? Do you? Is that what we do for business? No, I don't think it is. So let's get some reality check here. Because also, this is where we are. It all feels pretty bad. So actually, this was quite a simple way. We had behind this detail 1 to 3 to process areas, down into spreadsheets, all sorts of outcomes maps and all sorts of exciting stuff. But the reality was that each of the executives focused on these areas, understood where we were going to try and get to in the time frame of the program. It was really important. This is what we're going to try and achieve in our program. So stop you can keep going on. This is our 3-year time. We found it. So very clearly, this is what we're going to try and achieve. Underneath this, it also helps us when we get into design. When I'm a kind of designer, I've got technology that's capable of getting me to do that. Right? We don't have a business that's capable of doing that. So let's not try and implement the technology for a business that can't support it. Because absolutely bad for getting it because you're wasting money. So that was also really helpful. It's really helpful as a design team. This is helpfully helping you set we would come back to that and go, trying to get to level 3, what does that really mean? We're trying too hard. It's quite fun. In design and build, it's quite fun to try and push through and see how far you can get, and then you go, we're trying too hard. Why is this too hard? Because we're pushing too hard. So this is our process map. It's not a process map. There are thousands and thousands of pages of process maps, procedures. But this is the one we use to communicate to a wider audience. This is our scope. These are our processes. This is not our scope. These are the key interaction points. The key interaction points are really important. So one of the what we were really trying to show here is these are really important. So if you're a process designer or a technology implementer, I want you to focus and make sure that you're talking to each other at these points. Because that's where the crunch happens. Now, it's not strictly true. All the way across all of these processes, there's interactions, right? There are interactions. Finance are always getting updates. There's always stuff going on. You actually draw it as a map like this, it's chaos. But the reality is these are the critical moments. So we're also trying to highlight the critical moments which deliver our outcomes. So EA, trying to go, right, this is the business value. If we get this bit right, and we get all of this stuff right, we will deliver the outcomes that we're expecting. So focus on that. So partly it's about going focus. Also trying to help people understand there's a double part there. We listen to you, we know there's some differences. Some duplication. Also, where there aren't those integration points, just get on with it, right? Get on with your job. Just do the stuff that you need to get done. If you're the expense management person, I don't care. No one else cares about the expenses policy, right? No one cares. Go and do the 80 expenses policies that you've got to go and write. Get them right with all of the local countries. Just make sure that you integrate it. It's those kind of things that it was there to simplify. This is a big program, we had over 100 staff. And 1,000 plus SMEs integrating into it at various points. We use this consistently through design to help people get to feel what we're doing and why. So that, yeah, we were in a place where previously people data wasn't important, but now it's really you might say this is complicated, but I think it is quite complicated. This was an attempt to kind of bring in what was a really dangerous process, one that could really mess our program up. Bring together some simplified process steps. What the systems were really doing, just a kind of broad level, these are the big changes, this is what we're expecting of you. And who's interacting. Get that to this one. We start into a new process. Sat down with, we use this with delivery teams, with people in the field, also with the exec team. Sat down with the exec, the MD. This is a standard order to cash process. Also an invoice to the customer generates payment to pay it. It's kind of the hope that the business is going to set to it. But you're missing the step. You're missing the step where we send invoice to the customer and he always sends it back to us and rejects it because it's wrong. hang on a minute. That's not our objective, right? Our objective is that he accepts our invoice because it's from them. But that does mean we've got to change a bunch of things, and your people have got to do different things all the way up this process. But that was his experience. His experience was that this is how it works, because that's how it always works. This was a way of helping him understand that he was going to have to support us, changing all of those behaviours, all of those things that were going to enable us to hit our objective, which is the customer pays the invoice first time. And this simplified, fun, slightly fun style that we used briefly and then moved away from it quite well. But it did give us a level of detail. These are the different roles that we're expecting in our organisation, and these are the things we're going to be expecting. We use this both in our design phase, also during the design phase, to tell people what they should be expecting. Relatively simple. Reasonably engaging. I think one of the things I learned as an EM, a technical person, is build your relationship with the comms guys. Because they don't often make your stuff look better, right? I can write the words, or I can write some words, I can draw some quite reasonable pictures. I don't know if I have a little flourish to it when you really give it to them. Just make it make sense to people who aren't on the first language, or just have been embedded in it. So those are the kinds of things we were using during the design phase. Then we moved into launch and run. Not the traditional world of PAs and strategic thinkers and all this kind of stuff. But actually, I think for me, it's the point at which your vision can go horribly wrong. Right? You had this brilliant idea at the beginning, you had these great outcomes that you wanted to deliver, and in your mind, you knew what you wanted it to be. You probably got lost a bit during that design phase. Hopefully, some of the communication tools and stuff, and your guidance and your interactions with the design team and the build teams kept it on track. Probably only a small group of people, 100 people. You can influence them in a room. Hit 10,000 people globally, it's a lot of flights and a lot of one-to-one coffees to get all of them to do exactly what you wanted them to do. The reality is we were running 8 releases over 3 years. Some of them were global, some of them were regional. Our solution changed over time when we learned that we messed things up and we flopped and the business had changed. The period was a 9-month run-in with each region in most places, from the very light engagement all the way to returning systems off, and you're in training for 2 weeks.